a referendum. So we're going to be asking you to ask your fellow voters to come out and support this issue. So they're going to ask why we should do this. So I think we were given excellent reasons as to why we should support 8 districts as opposed to 5. But it's going to be the objective of this group and the mission of this group, and hopefully you do it with a lot of passion, because we have to convince the majority of Joliet voters to vote for the change. Now we have 2 ways to get to that process. The first is it will both be through a referendum. So the city council itself can vote to put this issue out to referendum. If the city council does not vote to put this out for referendum, then we have to collect petitions to get it on the ballot. So it's much easier to get it through the city council. So your first task, and that's why Father's asking that we come to the city council meetings, because it's a lot easier to get them to vote for a referendum. Because what we're saying to our city council is, let the voters decide this issue. It's your job to convince your fellow voters that this is in their best interest and that we need to do this. So we have to understand the process. So even if the city council votes, they're really voting to put this out to a referendum of all the voters in Joliet. So it's our mission to convince first of all, to get people to come out to vote, because the primary number of voters is in the districts that have multiple representatives. So we got to get those districts that people, voters within those districts that only have 1 representative to come out to vote. These are going to be our task. But our first task, as Father's saying, is we're going to try to get this through the city council so that they support putting this out to a referendum. Avoids us getting the necessary number of petitions and focusing our efforts on convincing people that this is the right and just move to make.